Hi, and welcome to the Z-Wave Alliance Virtual Academy Webinar Wednesdays. We thank you for joining us. We're going to give it just a minute or so to let all participants join, and then we'll get underway. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so. Okay, well, let's get underway. First of all, thank you everyone for joining the Z-Wave Alliance Virtual Academy Webinar Wednesdays. Before we get started with today's webinar from Ezlo Innovation, just a quick reminder, you can visit our website, zwavealliance.org, where you can view recordings of previous webinars that you may have missed. Next week, we will be taking a break, but be sure to check the website as we post our upcoming webinars from Innovelli, WeDom, and Valansis. So again, thank you for joining us today. We are excited to share this webinar with you, presented by Ezlo Innovation, Turning Trends into Cells, the Growing Demand for DIY Systems. As we all know, COVID-19 is changing the way people think about connectivity, but the growing interest in smart devices is only as powerful as the ability of users to connect them through a single platform. In this webinar today, we'll discuss the industry trend towards DIY systems and give you the tools to those trends, or give you the tools to turn those trends into cells. So it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Sebastian Rios. For those of you, hi Sebastian. So for those of you not familiar with Sebastian, he is the Sales Channel Director for Ezlo Innovation and manages all aspects of their distributor and dealer networks. He's well-versed in the smart home market and has commercial experience across the enterprise roles ranging from financial analysis to procurement and sales at companies such as PLR Electronics and one of Colombia's largest exporters, Banacol. He lives in North Carolina with his wife, where when he's not working, they enjoy hiking, biking, and the abundance of microbreweries. I feel like I need to visit North Carolina. How are you today, Sebastian?
Hi, Janet. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am doing well. And hey, one other quick item for those on the call. At the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A. So if you have questions during the presentation, please ask away and we'll address those at the end of the presentation. All yours, Sebastian.
By all means, and thank you, Janet. Well, thank you, everybody. Hello. Thank you for being here today. As Janet said, welcome to the Z-Wave Alliance Virtual Academy Webinar Wednesday. So let's get this conversation going. Janet, you gave a pretty good and solid introduction. As you said, COVID-19 has had a very big impact in our society. It has the way that we live. It has changed the way that we live, our habits, the way that we interact with other people, and also the way that people think about connectivity. So as you said, paraphrasing Janet, we will be discussing the industry trend toward do-it-yourself systems and give you, dealers, distributors, installers, integrators, tools for turning those trends into sales. So, as Janet said, I'm Sebastian Rios. Nice to meet you. So I'm the Sales Channel Director at Ezlo Innovation. Here's my contact information for the ones of you who would like to reach out directly. So in this session, we are going to first identify the way COVID has impacted and has shifted the residential home automation industry, what solutions the industry currently presents, and what dealers could do to adapt to these changes. And finally, we can go over resolving some doubts or questions that may arise. And as Janet said, there is a Q&A section where you can just, as I go, you can just enter your questions and we will address them at the end of the session. So let's take a look at some aspects from our everyday lives that are not currently the same as they were 4 months ago. First, nobody's traveling. Hotels reservations have plummeted. Airports have shut down. Airlines are flying at 20 or 30% capacity, and countries are actually closing their borders. This actually touched me on a personal level. I had a relative who came to visit me for 2 weeks back in March, and he ended up staying for 3 months. So the impact that this has had, no one was able to foresee it. Also, people are being extra cautious when letting others into their houses. 22% of the people have taken on do-it-yourself project themselves just to avoid having to call a professional. And since we're at home every day, water and energy consumption have gone up. So this also means more strain on our homes, on our pipes, on our drain systems, on our appliances. And in such situations, now it's not a case of if something falls, but it's more like if something fails, but more like when it will fail. So there are do-it-yourself or professionally installed solutions to keep an eye. What does this mean for people in general, and then for home automation users? So more electricity is being used daily. Everything is running, everything. And sometimes people forget things are on. Some of you may have noticed, especially the ones that if you're working from home or you are staying at home more, you probably have noticed that your kids are leaving the lights on most of the time. Or, well, there are ways to prevent it. There are ways to control it as well. What can you do to address this particular things? You can install smart plugs. You can install smart shades. You can program scenes that run every day to turn on or off the lights automatically. You can set scenes for time for work or time for schools, and that way you don't have to constantly remember to turn on or turn off the thermostat or the lights. Increased water system usage. Especially in old houses, they are more prone to leakage and flooding. And also appliances such as dishwasher, water heaters are taking a big hit. There is a greater need also for a way to check on elderly loved ones. Senior citizens are at a higher risk of contracting COVID. And because of it, they have to remain at home most of the time. And sometimes their families don't always have a way to verify that they are safe, that they're doing well. There's also less need for monitor security. People are at home more. I mean, some have been laid off and some cannot afford monitoring. Some are traveling less, so they don't need to keep an eye on their homes, especially if you're in this industry and, well, we travel a lot. I personally used to travel a lot, trade shows, one after another, visiting customers. That has changed. And now there's no need for you to hire or subscribe to a paid monitoring system or solution. And people are also developing an interest in automating everyday tasks. What does this mean? You can look for ways to be more efficient and bring automation into your household, or people are bringing automation into their household by creating scenes like such good morning, good night. You want everything to just go off at night, set the security alarm on, etc. Not only that, people are also developing an interest on automation because of comfort, convenience. You can indulge yourself sometimes. You can plug in your coffee machine and have it running in the morning whenever you're up by anytime that you're up, get your coffee ready, or have your lights on, or have the temperature set to that ideal point that you like. There is less desire for professional installation. Less installs mean more social distancing. People are encouraged to social distance themselves from other people, and they don't want external people coming into their house and, well, being at risk of contracting COVID-19. So why do-it-yourself is the solution for our time? Well, it makes people feel like they're in control. Nowadays, the world is a crazy place. So do-it-yourself can make you feel that you're actually able to have some things in your life and at home under control. And people can use DIY projects as a way of letting out some steam. You know, some people sing, some people play an instrument, some people cook, and some other people just turn into DIY and they start working on their house. Highly affordable when finances may be uncertain. Affordability is key right now. People have been furloughed, they have been laid off, the household money is tight, and there are some pretty expensive solutions or options in the home automation market that may not be suitable at the moment. It's a simple way to improve quality of everyday life at home, just for mere comfort, for efficiency, to improve your time or their time at home. And sometimes, let's admit it, it's a little bit of laziness. We indulge ourselves by just being lazy, by controlling things from the comfort of our couch and not having to stand up to just set the thermostat. And self-monitoring also makes more sense now than ever. And it goes back to being more at home, being more cautious on the way that you spend your money. But people are going to always need dealer expertise. Why? Well, because the dealers, the distributors, the installers are the ones that know which system or which solution to recommend. So here comes the question: which DIY system do I recommend? Which platform do I use? Well, differences are hard to tell. We, as an industry, we have not done a good job on unifying a solution and giving people a way to find out what's best for them. So they're going to come to you as a dealer, as an installer. They're going to come to you, and you must give them your point of view on which one to recommend. If it was me, I would not direct them to a point solution just to address one specific issue. I would just send them in a way to a platform that has these 5 features. So let's start with the first one: usability. A platform needs to be intuitive. It has to be user-friendly. It does not necessarily need to be aimed for the tech savvy. It's something that is easy to learn. Second one, scalability. So it's something that you can grow over time. You can go from some basic control, such as controlling entry. So you install a door lock, a smart door lock, or by controlling the climate on your house by installing a smart thermostat, or just as simple as installing some door sensors at the entrance of your house to know when somebody comes in or goes out. Or now you can go back to full control of the entire household, and you can install smart shades, you can install water damage prevention systems, you can install climate control, you can install shades, cameras, you name it. The third one is interoperability. What does interoperability mean? It's a platform that has the capacity of working with multiple communication protocols. So you are not just limited by the one, like Wi-Fi or Z-Wave or Zigbee. You can look for options that actually bring all of them together into one. Affordability, well, that's self-explanatory, especially nowadays. People are being more careful on the way they spend their money. And finally, versatility. Let's do a comparison between a point solution and a platform. A point solution just address that one issue. Let's say cameras or access control or climate. But when you think of a platform, it will solve or will bring all of those just into one. So let's first see where we're coming from to take a step to where we're headed. When we are comparing 2018 to 2019, by the end of 19, 18% of people had a home control system of some sort, which is a 38% increase compared to the year before. When we're talking about connected devices, not including smart speakers such as Alexa or Google Home, the people had a 38%, or 38% of people actually, I'm sorry, had a connected device. That was a 19% increase compared to the year before. And now let's go to smart speakers. Back in 2018, 41% of people had one. Let's just say one Alexa or one Google Home or one Sonos speaker with one of the latter already integrated. And but that was a 32% increase compared to 2018. So as you know, these solutions have become more popular over the last couple of years. And now you don't only have one, you just have one in each room of your house to control certain aspects or to control the entire house from one of your rooms. So the demand is there. I mean, and we can see a trend. The pool of potential users is growing. So given that, there's 4 ways to take those trends and turn them into sales. We're gonna go over each one of these. The first one, well, you gotta know the market. This should seem obvious to everyone, but it's not. And the market is changing rapidly. Some popular solutions are getting updates, some others are going away. So you as an installer, as a dealer, it's part of your homework to know your market, know your options. You can even better test them yourself, play with them, give feedback to the manufacturers, and help them improve the product, be part of the trend. So you have to become knowledgeable in what you're offering to your customers. What you can do is ask the manufacturers for sample kits. We're more than happy to make things easier for you to test our products. The second, play the long game. I mean, this is for the long run. Encourage your customer your pool of customers to start with small or use case specific solutions or bundles like the one that you have in front of you, the Welcome Home Kit that we offer. This is a very simple setup. It will allow you to know exactly when somebody's coming or going out of your house, or you can create simple scenes like whenever you open your door at night, the hallway will light up. And well, at first, it may seem as not very appealing to offer and sell one of these small kits, but in the long term, you can build customers' value over time. They will come back to you to grow their system. So another thing that you can do is focus on customer service. And for that, you have to be knowledgeable. So going back to what I just said earlier, and also sell products from brands that focus on customer service too. As I said, a happy customer is a returning customer. They will get back to you if they want to grow their system over time, and they will continue to bring value to your business. Number 3, upsell as you go. So on the left, you will be able to see some reasons why people would come to you. And on the right, you will see some things that you can do. Why? You are the expert. People don't know everything that can be done. They don't know up to what extent a system can go. So you can say that it's your duty to enlighten them, to teach them. For instance, there's a case with one of our product lines, the Fortress water valve. People sometimes don't even know there's a solution for preventing a flood or to reduce the water consumption in a household by just shutting off the main valve. And on a side note, that will also allow them for getting a lower insurance premium. I bet many people didn't know that, but here in the United States, it's possible to apply for a premium reduction if you can show proof to your insurance company that you have ways of preventing a flood. So these are things that not everybody knows, but up to that extent, home automation systems can go, and also that will represent savings for the user. Also, energy efficiency. Many people think is just about having smart thermostats and not have the AC running all day. But it's not only thermostats. Savings can be built up by using smart plugs, smart switches, smart light bulbs. So it may seem like a large investment at first, but remember, this is something that's scalable. This is something that you can grow as you go, or the user can grow as they go, and they can install one at a time. And once they have their entire setup or the system set up, they will be able to see some hefty savings in their energy bill. Number 4, so get others to do the work. Who? The manufacturers. The brands, I mean, we just want to sell as much product as you do. So you can support on us by asking for marketing collateral like logos, lifestyle imagery, videos. We can help you to tell a story over the products that you want to sell, put it up and create use cases, something that you can use to promote the product and to teach your users. So let's circle back to the question that was brought up earlier. Which DIY system to recommend? This looks familiar, doesn't it? Well, now I am going to answer the question. Which DIY system you can recommend? Ezlo. Why? And I'm going to tell you why recommending Ezlo is a very good solution for your business and for your target audience. Ezlo is actually one of the fastest growing home automation companies in North America over the last couple of years. We have over 30 years of combined experience in the smart home industry, and we showcase 3 very well-known brands, each one of them with its own strengths, that when you combine them under one platform, our platform, they can make up for a very reliable yet affordable solution. This is our family of brands. Let me introduce them to you for those of you who don't know them already. So we have Vera on the left. Vera is a whole home control system that make people's homes safer, and we want to also make their lives easier. The product lineup from Vera includes controllers and cameras. Controllers that can support Z-Wave, Zigbee, and Wi-Fi devices. And as I said earlier, they're interoperable. Additional services that we offer in the United States are professional security monitoring. Then we have Fortress. Fortress is our smarter leak detection and flood prevention system. And it consists of a water shutoff valve, which is the one that you have in your screen. Also, we have flow meters and we have water leak sensors. One of the advantages of Fortress is that it is plumbed directly on the water main, so for better reliability. And it also offers a longer product life than the clamp-on solutions. And as I said earlier, it enables homeowners to qualify for insurance discounts. And finally, our last brand, Centralite, is our Zigbee product extension line to expand a smart home system. Our product line includes a thermostat, all kinds of sensors and smart plugs. And they work with other platforms or hubs that support the Zigbee protocol. We also have a separate line, our white label solution called MIOS. So we are also able to come up with a branded solution for industries in different verticals, such as property management, service providers, and some others. So we offer key advantages compared to other platforms in the market. We are technology agnostic. That means that we are not tied to just one protocol, but we work with many, and specifically the main ones, Z-Wave, Zigbee, and Wi-Fi. And we support a wide range of manufacturers and device types. Which ones? Well, it ranges from lighting to energy monitoring to door locks to garage doors, and we work with the major manufacturers in the home automation industry. To wrap it up, there's another tip that we would like to give you, and it's you can debunk the myths for your customers, for your resellers, and for your community. The first one, smart homes are expensive. They were, not anymore. Now you can have basic solutions as low as $50. So it's a very inexpensive solution. And as I said, you can grow it over time. So yes, they can be pretty hefty if you have to take all the money right out of your pocket for having a whole house control. But if you can do it over time, you will see that it's not that bad. They're not safe. Well, that's not true anymore. Manufacturers, we have been focused on making our platforms more secure, on making them safer for all of our users. They're too complicated. Not anymore. We try to make our platforms and our products as intuitive as possible, as user-friendly as possible, something that you can set up in mere minutes. I don't need an app to turn on my lights. Well, that's right, you don't. You don't. But as I said, it also brings comfort, and sometimes we can just indulge ourselves a little bit. So thank you. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for being here today. Here's my contact information. You can reach out to us directly if you need some further support or information, Sebastian at Ezlo or sales at Ezlo, and we can go to the Q&A now.
Great, thank you, Sebastian. That was a great presentation, and we do have some questions for you from the audience. The first one is the Ezlo Vera platform sustainable without reoccurring revenue from users? And they cite several examples of smart home platforms that used free service that have since gone out of business, such as Staples Connect or Lowe's Iris. Do you have some insight into that?
Well, we're right now with an offer, an RMR solution for dealers and installers, but we are working on it. Our platform is actually free to use. There are subscription services, of course, but we're actually want to bring those into the RMR for our distributors and for our partners. It's not something that we have in place yet, but we will this year.
Great. And then looking at your system overall, how long does it take to set up one of the Ezlo systems?
Well, that depends on the size of the system. If you want to set something just for basic control, it can take less than half an hour while you configure the controller and connect it and have it online and have it reporting into our platform. And then it can take up to five minutes, the shortest 5 minutes, to add a device, like to pair a new sensor or a new plug onto your system. So it of course depends on how many devices you're bringing, but just the setup of the system, it can take less than 10 minutes.
Excellent. And another question for you, what insurance providers offer a discount for installing an automated water shutoff valve?
Well, we can take that offline. You can email me sales@ezlo.com, and well, it depends actually on their policies. So we honestly, right now, I don't have an answer for that, but we can help you find out which ones in the past that we've worked with. So please feel free to contact me directly.
Okay, I'll forward that contact information to you as well.
Please do.
And then we have another question. Hopefully my phone will not start giving me answers. Series, it appears that it looks like the question is Siri HomeKit integration. When will that be available?
Well, we don't have an integration with HomeKit per se, but we do support Siri shortcuts. So you can set up scenes and have them run in our system by using the Siri shortcuts, but not a direct integration with HomeKit the way that we have with Google or with Alexa.
Okay. Great. And let's see, another question here, which kind of rolls into that question. What kind of voice control capabilities do you offer?
Okay, so as I said, we support the main voice assistants, which are Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri shortcuts, and we recently launched our own infrastructure. It's called VOI, V-O-I, Voice Orchestrated Infrastructure. And it's a feature that our new platform has that allows you to control devices that you have paired to your assistants through our platform. So you can, even if they're not integrated onto our platform, you will be able to control them by sending commands and not necessarily spoken or verbally sent commands. You can just create some scenes and write the command, and they will go to the assistant and run a scene or execute that command. So
Great.
that will give us control over now, I believe it's 27,000 devices that are integrated onto those platforms. So now you can control them as well.
It's a very large ecosystem.
Yep.
Here's another question for you. I work with builders and property managers. Can your solutions be used in those industries? And what other industries are your systems suited for?
Well, they are. They actually are used in those industries, specifically the Fortress product lineup. And which other industries? Well, we are mainly, or we focus mainly on residential and small businesses. However, as I said during my presentation, there are some other verticals that we can go to, like property management, service providers. So it also depends on the size. So if you want to know more about specific solutions for such industries, please reach out to me and we can work something out. But it's something that we currently do.
Great. And here's another question I know a lot of people may be interested in. Doorbell integration.
Doorbell integration. We are launching our own doorbell. It's called the Vistacam 1200. I know we announced it actually at CES. It's taking longer than we expected because of all the delays in the industry because of COVID and components, and well, I guess that we've all seen that or been impacted by that. But we are launching. It's already in production, and we expect it. Well, last I heard, it was coming by the end of this month. So I think if it's not ready to go commercially out this month, it will be in August.
Great. In time for virtual CEDIA and possibly CES in Vegas
Yes.
this year, 2021.
I'm missing the shows.
Me too. We'll get back there eventually. Well, I want to thank you for your time today and for Ezlo sharing your information and expertise with us. Do you have any closing remarks you'd like to share?
No, well, I would like to thank you, Jen, and thank the Alliance for this space and for this opportunity. I would like to thank all the attendees for taking their time to be with us today. And well, my channels are open, so if you feel like you need more from us, just feel free to reach out to me.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And again, this recording will be up on our website. So you can visit zwavealliance.org and view this recording as well as the other previous webinars. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day. Thanks, Sebastian.
Thank you, Janet. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.